One, two. Hopefully everything's working, and hopefully you can hear.
Son, Kratos, who was overthrown.
Hopefully this works, because if not, I don't know. First reaction video going up on the channel. Hey, just introduce myself really quickly. Hi, my name is Rayvon. Also do a I'm having a brain fart right now. Good grief. Also do a gaming channel as well. Also have a gaming channel as well. Check that out. But first reaction video going up on the channel, and you know, I said I'll try something new, try something different, give it a try. We're going to be reacting to Kratos versus Asura death battle. I've been seeing it go around, and I saw a couple people watch it. I heard it was good. I gotta watch it because, for one, Kratos is my guy. Possibly, well, not even possibly, my favorite game franchise is God of War. I remember first playing the first one. I remember playing the first one, and I was like 7, somewhere around there, 7, 6 or 7, somewhere around there, and I had my uncle, funnily enough, my Uncle Boogie, he had it. He had the God of War 1. And I remember playing that game, and I fell in love ever since. So either way, we're going to hop right into it. Just going to be watching Death Battle, Kratos versus Asura.
Kratos versus Asura, the ghost of Sparta.
Asura, my bad. No, my bad. Asura, I meant Asura.
Versus the Wrathful Destructor, because sometimes you just want to punch a god in the face. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. In the beginning, the Primordials.
Oh, for real, I think Kratos is gonna win. Just off rip. I haven't played Asura's Wrath. I want to. Then possibly that'll probably be a game I'll play later on down the road. I'll probably have to copy it. Well, I mean, I don't have to copy it either way. But just from, I briefly watched some of the gameplay of Asura's Wrath. It looks fire. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It does remind me of God of War. And one other game, I can't think of the name offhand, but it does remind me like of that art style of like God of War. Can't lie to you. Got to give it to my boy Kratos. Just off rip. Just fam. He's too OP. He just really is.
Waged war across existence, a series of cosmic clashes that birthed the universe. Boom! Now that's what I call a Big Bang! From Ceto's death, the oceans would flow. From Uranus' strikes, the stars were spawned, and so forth. Thus, the world itself was born from violence. Starting a whole messy cycle, Uranus was overthrown by his Titan son, Kronos, who was overthrown by his Olympian
Got washed.
son, Zeus, who battled
Got washed.
his own son, Kratos.
Damn. Oh, I paused it right
Check
there.
this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you
Yeah. Come on. Oh, come
ready? All right, 108.
As a classic bastard child of Zeus, Kratos was left among Spartan mortals, far exceeding all among them. He became a fierce warrior, winning many a battle, until finally cornered by ruthless barbarians.
Ares, destroy these guys who are kicking my ass, and my life is yours.
A deal was made, and Kratos was joined at the bone with the Blades of Chaos, a set of chain swords and basically a badass whirlwind of flame and steel.
But Ares had a scheme. While doing work for his god, Kratos accidentally murdered his own family.
Screw Ares, bro. I mean, granted, definitely a highly phenomenal villain. Phenomenal villain. Just the only words that come to mind for the first game, for like God of War, the first game. Phenomenal story arc, phenomenal villain. But screw Ares. Bro, I remember having to, because again, I was young when I first played this. So I just was hacking and slashing everything in sight. Now I just saw blood and gore. Oh, fam. But having replayed it when I was, a little bit more older and able to understand what was going on, fam, screw Ares. That's what makes me love the story more, is the fact that it's such a good villain that you love to hate him. So.
Definitely marked by the ashes of his wife and daughter. He was, forevermore, the ghost of Sparta.
So, he was kinda understandably really pissed off. Time for a new God of War. The gods were crapping their togas in fear as the new God of War took out his rage on all of them. And got some new...
Fam, this game right here. It was so good. Yeah, again, I'm pausing too much, but the third one. Especially that last fight, bro. When you were just throwing bows with Zeus, you can't tell me what? Oh my. God, that game was so good.
Gear out of it too.
With Poseidon's trident and Icarus's wings, Kratos dominated both sea and sky. He also has a tendency to carry powerful, severed heads, like Medusa's.
And the claws of Hades could steal souls, even the soul of Hades himself. Should have thought that one through, man.
Neither Perseus or Hercules were a match for Kratos, nor was Helios, the sun god capable of moving.
I keep pausing it. Right quick though. When he ripped off Helios' head, bro, and just started carrying it around like a torch. Oh, bro, that was so funny. I'll speak on that later.
Moving stars and spreading light across the entire underworld.
He fought Atlas, the Titan of Strength, who broke the load-bearing pillar of the universe. So Kratos forced him to hold up the cosmos on his own instead.
And he could do it with just one hand, according to the novelization.
Even his grandpappy Kronos failed to stop him. You know, the guy who overthrew the primordial that punched the universe into existence.
Causing shockwaves that moved over a quadrillion times faster than light. A frankly incomprehensible feat.
Then there's Daddy Zeus,
who proved a serious challenge, until Kratos drew perhaps his ultimate weapon, the Blade of Olympus.
It can make tornadoes, lightning, force fields, oh, and it can stab the hell out of you. It siphons godly energy and could pull it up to even kill Zeus. Like father, like son.
Even while Kratos ultimately released hope across the Greek world, he could only do so after annihilating everything.
Like a badass, he was unstoppable, non-stop killing and sex and even more killing. And yet, he couldn't be any more depressed.
His wife and daughter were still gone. What was he to do?
He didn't know. He wandered aimlessly for years, somehow stumbling into Norse mythology where he met Faye, his second wife. Good start, buddy.
Kratos had a new lease on life. but he could not escape his past mistakes.
There's a reason he hid his swords in a dingy basement. Even so, Faye insisted he could do better. So he became a dad to a new boy.
Easily the toughest task he
Boy. Wait. Boy. I can't do it, but damn, that's what Christopher Judge? Bro, shout out to my boy. I believe his name is T.C. Carson, the first voice actor for Kratos. Hold on. Yep, I just wanted to confirm. T.C. Carson. Shout out to my boy T.C. Carson for the voice acting of the original trilogy of God of War. Phenomenal job. Exponentially just out of here. But my guy Christopher Judge and the new one, bro, boy.
ever undertook, especially after Faye unfortunately died of a mysterious illness.
Damn it, not again! But hey, it wasn't Kratos' fault this time, and Faye left the tools he'd need to keep the boy safe, including the Leviathan Axe.
Far from the whirling rage of the Blades of Chaos, the Leviathan Axe was deliberate and mighty, said to rival Mjolnir itself.
Thor wishes Mjolnir was as cool as this axe. It's imbued with ice magic and a poison even the gods fear. It can be summoned to Kratos' hand from a distance, and it even shatters souls.
Kratos may have once been a sword of vengeance, but with his new weapons and a new purpose, he stood as a shield against the godly Asir.
Too bad he just can't help but get in trouble with gods. But now he knew how to control his anger.
Which is even more important than it sounds. Kratos' Spartan rage summons an inner strength with magical properties.
He can even get so pissed off that he straight up heals himself. That seems like the opposite of what should happen.
Not all anger is problematic, and Kratos wields plenty of new weapons and relics to channel his rage through.
Like the Dropnir Ring, which can summon a bunch of wind spheres. They can absorb all types of energy and blast it back. He even has relics and magic that can warp space and slow down time.
Naturally, he contested with the strongest of the Norse gods, including the god of thunder, Thor, who was powerful enough to fight the fire giant Surtur and the world serpent Jormungandr at the same time.
Oh, and that fire giant would be the cause of actual Ragnarok. You can't defeat me, Thor. I know, but he can.
Well, not exactly. Freyr, the rain god, held off Ragnarok for a considerable time on his own, and the sheer power of Ragnarok shook Yggdrasil down to its very roots.
That's the World Tree, which is like a literal tree that connects the whole universe.
According to Freya, the tree's very existence supports all of creation among its boughs. Every strand transcending time, transcending space. Everything comes back to the tree.
So it's kinda like Kratos lives in a really, really, really big treehouse.
In his quest to free the Norse world, Kratos reclaimed old weapons by reckoning with his past sins, even taking up the Blade of Olympus once again.
I just want to point this out real quick. My boy survived being thrown across the planet. The planet, fam. And still managed to kill the Greek pantheon. Let's just read these off real quick. Killed most of the Greek pantheon. Climbed out the underworld at the dying. Forced Atlas to hold up the universe forever. Killed Kronos, who overthrew the creator of the Greek universe. Released hope into the Greek and Norse realms. Survived being thrown across the planet. Reconciled with his past to become a better god. Defeated Atlas, Hercules, Zeus, Thor, and Odin. And fought Shovel Knight to a standstill.
Even better, he actually got to be a decent dad. And now the boy
And still managed to be a good daddy.
is a man and also a bear.
Kratos made a lifetime of mistakes, but this future would be different. He'd be more than he was in the past. Not just a god of war, but a leader, a father, and a defender. A god of hope.
This battle is sponsored by Robin Hood Gold.
Cool. Skip.
Thus, over 12,000.
Shout out to y'all for the ad, but you know.
Long ago, a demigod fell from the heavens, only to rise from the depths of Naraka after 12,000 years.
After 12,000 years, he's free to punch everything dumb enough to get in his way. He was the demigod of wrath, Asura.
Alongside 7 other demigod generals, Asura served as...
Real quick, because I don't know much about Asura. Like I said, I haven't played the game, but later on I will. So he is 12,500, 28 physically. Oh no! He's a demigod, father of Mithra, and husband of Durga, former member of the 8 guardian generals. Likes family, Yasha, hot spring QTEs. Just like Kratos, just not hot spring QTEs. Oh, dislike 7080. Chakravarti? Hearing his daughter cry. Chosen inheritor of the universe. Put him in Marvel vs. Capcom.
as the defender of humanity against the impure Goma, dark spirit monsters infesting the world.
And the demigods battled the Goma by wielding a mystic energy formed from human prayer, mantra.
By advancing technology with mantra, the Guardian Generals became essentially hyper-powerful mystic cyborgs. They could each harness mantra through a different emotional affinity. For August, it was greed. For Yasha, it was melancholy.
I'll give you one chance to guess what Asura's is.
By tapping into his wrath, Asura can take many forms for battle, like the 6-armed Vajra, a state powerful enough to subdue the embodiment of the planet's will in the source of the Goma, Vlitra.
But he wasn't angry enough to put Goma Vlitra down for good. At least not yet. Of course, since he's literally powered by wrath, no enemy of Asura's would be stupid enough to do something that would make him even more mad, right? Right?
Funny you should say that.
Ah, damn it.
First off, Asura is not some one-dimensional anger machine. In myth, the Asuras were powerful and aggressive beings, sure, but not inherently evil, just like Asura himself. He's a warrior, but also a husband with a daughter, Mithra.
And Mithra has the unique power to supercharge mantra energy.
Which gave Asura's prideful commander, Deus, an idea. If he could weaponize Mithra, literally wiring her up to a super weapon, the Guardian Generals could maybe finally end Goma Vlitra for good.
Well, obviously Asura wasn't gonna go along with that. So Deus framed Asura for killing the Emperor, murdered his wife, kidnapped Mithra, and then just straight up killed him. What a dick.
But true to his nature, Asura was literally too angry to die. So long as a single part of his body remains and can possess mantra, he can climb back out of Naraka, a sort of limbo underworld between life and death. Thanks to some coaxing from a strange golden spider, he did just that, with an all-new purpose in mind.
Make the gods pay! Oh yeah, they're calling themselves gods.
What year did this game come out? Hmm. 2012. Okay. Well, explain why. Okay. No, it really sounds like this is like a different take on God of War. Honestly, it does sound interesting. Like I said, I do want to play it. I've seen a little bit of the gameplay. So, what? Okay. You know, I mean, granted, anybody would be pissed off if, you know, try to kidnap my daughter, then kill me, and I come back. Oh yeah, I'm coming back and whooping your.
Gods now. Turns out they're all assholes who started sacrificing thousands of innocent people to try to power up. So Asura got really pissed off.
And through his rage, Asura's power exploded, rising enough to throw giants like ragdolls, shatter whole
I ain't gonna
moons.
lie to you. That's probably real quick. That's probably one of my favorite things about anime and the games like games like this where they do like the essentially games like this, the facial expressions that the developers are able to create, it'd be so funny. And it'd be so dramatic. You can just it kills me, but also find it kind of funny. It just the facial expressions and the morphing of the face and the detail and like an emotion is oh.
And destroy a fellow deity, Wizen.
Who could dwarf the planet and wreck it with just a finger? Look at this!
Asura is so powerful, his soul cannot be manipulated by the Goma or the deities. He can propel himself with mantra to fly, harden his fists to break steel, fire explosive energy blasts.
And
Okay.
but you so hard you wish you could die even faster! The dude literally stockpiles anger into a burst of energy that can one-shot even the toughest of foes. And when he goes unlimited mode, he can rapid-fire those super attacks without overheating.
Asura's vengeance quest wasn't all shouting and explosions, though. I mean, it was a lot of that, but he also tried to protect people from the gods, including a girl who very much reminded him of his own daughter.
Yeah, Asura's the kind of guy who wants to be a great dad, but all he knows how to do is punch anything that upsets his kid. Like that one dad that knocks out a ref at a Little League game.
And then the gods killed that girl too, along with her whole village, sparking Asura to unleash his berserker aura.
You know how the gods were sacrificing thousands of people to power up? Well, Asura got so freaking angry, he built up enough mantra to match them, even though they've been building up energy for thousands of years. Seriously, guys, you're pissing off the guy who literally gets more powerful the angrier he gets. What did you think was gonna happen?
Yet even in berserker mode, Asura never lost total control.
Berserker Asura has even more extra arms, and they're big and glowy now. The man can launch so much angry mantra he wiped out the god's whole space fleet in seconds.
Asura's anger.
I was just about to say. It said what 6-arm Vajra? I don't know how to pronounce that. Vajra, I think. But I was just gonna say, bro, it reminds me of the 6. Good grief, I want to mess this up. Well, for one, the 6-tailed beast, but also the 6 Naruto. Good grief, I don't know why I couldn't say that. When he was developing all his tails, when he had his 6 tails, it reminds me of that. And the 6 Path of 6 Ages. Good grief.
Raised to levels so high even he couldn't contain it, scorching him into his wrath form.
Even though it hurts Asura while he's in it, this form is still perfect for absolutely shit-stomping a snobby demigod's face in. It's okay though, his brother-in-law punched the edge out of him.
Yasha saw the error of the deity's senseless sacrifices and teamed up with Asura for a coup against Deus.
Awesome, they're bros again! Just in time for Asura to hit his former boss with so much mantra that he burst, then dive into the planet's core to obtain power equal to 1,000 arms! His mantra form! Finally, a power capable of killing Vlitra in a big planet-busting blast!
Deus was defeated, and Gaia was saved. Yet, Asura's wrath hadn't been quelled.
Title drop!
It turns out that spider that guided him was actually Chakravartin, the creator of mantra and the entire universe.
And
Snap your W-2 and file your taxes 100% free. Plus, get your biggest refund. File free now.
everyone's suffering was part of his plan to make Asura his heir. Chakra kidnapped Mithra, because of course he did, and tested Asura in the form of a massive golden Buddha statue. Check out the size of it! That thing can literally hold a galaxy in its palm. Naturally, Asura and the statue threw hands.
Enter the mantra reactor. Capable of holding 7 trillion souls, Asura instead used it as a vessel for a far greater power.
His own...
Looks like Ultron when he had from What If he had the Infinity Stones,
Unfiltered rage! At last, Asura could show the world his real colors!
Everyone from the humans to the seven deities to Chakravartin saw Asura's anger as a weapon, a sword for tyranny, when that was never who he was. His rage was really a shield to protect humanity, and most of all, his daughter.
A shield larger than a planet! Unbound by his past limits, Asura's ultimate destructor form effortlessly punched through asteroids larger than nebulas, dodged planet-sized lasers moving 2 quadrillion times faster than light, and obliterated whole stars!
Chakravartin was, understandably, impressed, and offered Asura a chance to take his place. Asura smiled at the offer, and extended his arm.
Right into Chakra's face! As if he was gonna let some god trample over more worlds! Instead, he literally beat the QTEs out of God, obliterating him and his plans in a cosmic explosion!
But with Chakravartin dead, so was the concept of mantra itself. Those who depended on it could not survive, including Asura.
Hey, as long as Mithra was fine, it was worth it. Besides, he'll reincarnate millions of years later, still kicking ass, ready to smack a random thug, a meteor, or Ryu, right in the balls.
It's interesting. Despite the dangers of uncontrolled anger, Asura's wrath gave him the power to save everything. All because of just one thing.
Some bastard made his daughter cry, so they had to pay. Now that's a god I can get behind. This battle is sponsored by Price.
Skip, 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 skip.
$5 lineup.
Prize Fix.
Alright, cool.
Are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Cool. So I got a cool little rundown of Asura and what he's capable of. And honestly, like I said, well, I didn't say this, but this seems like a good little lineup. But I still think my boy I still think my boy Kratos is gonna take this. So let's watch.
It's time for a dead battle!
Oh, no. You come busting in my house like that, fam, you get knocked out like Balder.
It's true then. The god of war is on Gaia. But not for long. You do not want this fight. Run! consume you. I have been down that road before. Shut up! Very well.
Get out of here! Blow off your arms! Okay, real quick, can we just give credit to the actual, like, what would be, bro, the look of this? Everything looks so realistic from, like, bro, the animation style. Round of applause, because I ain't gonna lie to you, fam. From just the look of Kratos, and again, I haven't played Asura, so, but just from the bits that they were playing, you know, in the beginning, to how it's looking at from the actual video, fam, animation, gosh, so good, dude.
You deserve a worthy end!
Good fight. Good fight. Excellent fight.
You are a monster no longer. I never was.
Asura's wrath really is gone. But are we sure this is how it'd go? Even though Asura can blow up stars?
Asura had some amazing displays of apocalyptic destruction, but the full scope of their speed, experience, versatility, and power sheds a surprising light.
At first glance, speed seems like a shoo-in for Asura. Kratos is quick, but he never dodged a universe-crossing laser.
That doesn't mean he couldn't. Remember, as usual, we look at these characters at their peak, free from gameplay restrictions.
Yeah, we're looking at everything in canon, and Kratos fought and killed Helios, the sun god.
From the moment he's introduced, Helios is emphasized to be immensely powerful. Without Helios, darkness would shroud every.
Oh, flashlight head.
His light was fast enough to illuminate the entire underworld while Kratos sailed through it, taking a few hours at most.
So, kinda hard to quantify, but that's consistent with the shockwaves the primordials caused that spawned the universe.
Arguments can be made for which is faster, the primordial shockwaves or Chakravartin's intergalactic lasers. Since it's so close, it's safest to assume their speeds are generally even.
But what does speed matter if you don't know how to use it? Let's cover experience. Asura lived across centuries, obviously a lot longer than Kratos.
And while Kratos eventually learned to control his rage, Asura pretty much always had that control.
So Asura easily takes experience. But when it comes to versatility, he couldn't match all the weapons and abilities Kratos had.
Sure, Asura's quite skilled and a monster at martial arts, but his fighting style mostly relies on one thing.
A whole lot of punching.
Kratos' weapons, magic, runes, relics, and even his rage gave him far more options in combat, slowing down time, healing injuries, and most importantly, multiple weapons that could drain a variety of energies. Like Mantra.
Yeah, when Asura loses all his Mantra energy, that's it for him. So the Dropnir spears and the Blade of Olympus gave Kratos exactly what he needed. Versatility, and multiple ways to finish this for good before Asura just comes crawling back out of the underworld.
If he could. Asura's resurrections take years or whole centuries, days at best.
But all this assumes Kratos could match Asura's crazy strength. All roads lead to power, which should go to Asura, right? Look at what he can do! If this came down to who made the bigger kaboom, he'd kick Kratos' ass in 2 seconds!
But a closer examination of their feats reveals the truth.
At his peak, Asura overpowered Chakravartin, annihilating that cosmic golden god!
By measuring the dimensions of Chakravartin's body and scaling it up to match the size of this galaxy-eclipsing statue, we can determine its volume. Add in the density of gold, for good measure assuming the form is solid throughout, and its mass far exceeds not just our galaxy, but our entire observable universe.
Destroying that big golden god would need energy on par with obliterating our universe 91,000 times!
Extremely impressive and unfathomable. However, the same idea applies to Ragnarok shaking the roots of Yggdrasil.
Ragnarok is obviously a bit of a different beast than Kratos, but what really matters is what Freyr did.
Right, Freyr, a god comparable to Kratos, held back Ragnarok's power for a significant time.
So Kratos should be capable of the same level of power, or even more.
Using an official map and knowing the world tree's branches encompass all of existence, we can measure its size and volume.
And we know this map is accurate because it shows these two realms conjoined, which we see in-game.
Even if we assume the Tree of the Realms is only 1% solid, a significant lowball that Kratos should easily scale above, shaking such an incomprehensibly large structure would require enough force to destroy our universe's mass energy 9 million times over.
That's almost 100 times greater than Chakravartin's destruction. And this isn't some one-off outlier. I mean, a realm-shattering supergiant doesn't sound too
I ain't gonna lie to you. What they do come up with these, the math for this is cool.
different from the other Titans and Olympians Kratos defeated.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's easy to think that we never see Kratos do anything that matches Asura, but we do. Helios' speed matches Chakravartin, and Kratos outsped him. Atlas is strong enough to lift all of reality, and Kratos overpowered him. Kronos defeated the creator of the universe in a one-on-one fight, same as Asura, and Kratos killed Kronos. Add in the clear numerical comparison of Chakravartin, Ragnarok, and Yggdrasil, and Kratos takes the edge in power.
But hey Capcom, if you give us Asura's Wrath too, we'll try this again.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Asura's The Sun Rises. The god of wrath was Kratos.
The winner is Kratos.
But what if?
This only has just maybe a little bit more than a minute as we're trying to get over. Hopefully they don't do my boy too badly. Like I said, fair match. Hopefully they don't massacre my boy too badly. Let's see. I know they just didn't. Oh no. I say when we're done. Did they really just knock my boy straight into the afterlife? Like, damn. Body and all? Like, they knocked my boy straight into Valhalla. I'm going off Valhalla based off, the new God of War, but damn, knocked my boy straight into the afterlife. At least he has his daughter.
And that concludes my pitch for Asura's Wrath 2. The end. Next time on Death Battle.
Cool. Alright. Hey, phenomenal video, Death Battle. Perfect lineup, perfect matchup. Hey. First off, my boy came out on top. So, and they had to do an alternate ending. So, I call it a win. And even if so, granted, I would say Asura is a very capable opponent.